Now, how about now? So now I can go over everything I said all over again. Yeah, so I was talking, but you guys couldn't hear it because I had it muted. I forgot I did turn off the mic on the starting soon, but not in the live scene. So thanks again, K-Mike, for letting me know. So we're here in LAC, the Hobart Yard, doing intermodal work. I can hear it. I have a monitor, but I couldn't hear it with my ears. So what I was saying was, I've spent hours trying to figure out how to get all these cars out and how to, figure out an efficient way to get all the cars out of here. So I was using this map here, which is on BNSF's site. It's their shipping map, the large intermodal map. And with a combination, I have the engine calculator here. It's updated now on the depotserver.com. Well, it tells you if you're in compliance or not. Destination tags, we don't need that. If you need to know the train symbols for if you're building train, I have a job for this on the Mateo server. So if you're trying to build the intermodals, follow the job, and some of the information I'm giving out is right here. The question came up the other day about how to calculate fuel, because I copied somebody else's post where it said have at least 25% fuel or whatever. And how do you calculate it? I don't know, because I don't know how many miles, but Heavy Iron came back and gave all the math, and it was like, well, it's time to go to sleep at that point. So I just edited it. This is the map from the depot server of the ramps and everything. We are currently in this area where it says Hobart, and we're looking to the right side of the map here. So that's where we're at. Back on here is, again, we're coming from LA and we're sending all the cars out. So how do we do that? Well, I put together some things that I want to do. And also I was able to try to look at the maximum length is 12,000 feet. That's from engine to from the nose to the tail. Can't be more than that. So I've got some work to do here, get them out. I also have UP. We have a transfer order over here. These cars are coming. They're going to Chicago, but they need to come over to LAC. So we'll go over and pick those up and get those out. I was going to combine them with another train, but I haven't found yet where I'm going to attach them. Because again, if we go to the map, we're coming out. We need to head this way. So there's Denver, and if we want to go to Chicago, it's going over here. But if we don't want to send something that's going up here to Spokane and then over there, unless we stop in Denver, send it that way. So we'll have to figure all that stuff out. My first move is I'm going to be going back and forth on these maps here. So the first move here is I have this runner right here. By the way, I rebooted, and when I came back, this train was gone that had already kind of calculated out. Atlanta portion. It wasn't there. I don't know why. I went and helped with another. Somebody else had a problem with their train, so I went and helped them with that. But we're going to move this one here. This is going to Alliance, Texas. So it's Alt. And we have another train over here. So this is the RU1, as I call it, and it's going to track 14. So again, looking at the map's kind of laid out. So I know that if we look at the map here, the ramp 4 is this ramp right here. So then I'm counting down from ramp 4, 19, 18, 17, and so forth. So we're going to go to this ramp 14 here. I should already have one marked. So that's going to Alt right here. So let's get this thing fired up and warmed up, and let's get things moving along here. And there is a job. What's up, Mr. Brown? Train Whisperer, hi. Gray, hello. Yes, we fixed the sound. Thank you very much. Hey, Mike was all over me and got me to fix it. I have an Atlanta. This is Atlanta, ALT, Denver. We got LCH, which on the other map was Logistics Park, Hudson. So it's in, this was a new one in, what do you call it? Colorado. Like right here in the middle, right here. So first thing together, we got to put together this alt. And I'm looking at the switches, make sure they're aligned. They are. I'll make sure we get the right one. So I've got 2 DPUs back here. We're going to connect them together. Let me relinquish my train first. Let's grab this guy. We'll start these up here. So what I was, well, you guys couldn't hear me say. All right, enjoy Railroader. What you guys couldn't hear me say was that I came in, so the day crew finished the job here and then left it up to us in the swing shift to get things put together. Make sure that this is the main locomotive here. So they got stuff ready all through the day, and we're gonna finish it up. Handbrake's coming off. Go to the rear of the train and we'll ride her back. Hopefully we have our switches set right. So we got the trash 9s in the very rear there. They are good for DPUs, I feel. We're going to track 14 here. So the 2 of these should put us at about 6,600 feet, 6,100 tons. And then we're going to grab the Atlanta cars from the track 5 there so that we can send this train out with good length. So the crew did get a bunch of DPUs and stuff out here. And we just have to put everything together because the yard is kind of, you know, small, if you will, for the lengths that we're trying to do. It's not a small yard at all. All right, 4.3 miles per hour is our connection. Connect these guys. Go partial on this one and partial on this one, or we can go full open. We'll look at the CFM. This is our main dude here. Handbrakes are on. Actually, this should be the lead unit here, right? Oh. Why? Because I was driving the other one. When you connect, the Run8's kind of weird about that. If we look right now, we're at 6854. It was a little less than what I wanted to be. A little bit more than I wanted to be. Let's see. Oh, that train disappeared. It screwed me up a little bit. So I'm 3x2x2 is what I have listed here. So we just put that run around track 1, the T14, to the Alt 7, right? ALT 7. And next we're going to connect the Atlanta off 12. So this would be track 12 here. So we got to pull forward. Pull forward here. I want plenty of room to be able to make this maneuver. So let's throw our switches. And we're going to pull through here, and we have a signal up here so that we can run ETC after that one. Hello, CSX. How are you doing? So Alt is ready to pull. Make sure that we have no conflicting switches anywhere. DPUs and mid, these will be, they're currently in the rear, but they're going to be mid DPUs. And you see the Atlanta here, we're going to send the CSX DPUs back with this set. So now we have to pull forward. To, let's see, past this switch here without running that light. We'll see if we can do that. All right, switches are lined up. Get our heads-up display going here that we want. Wind her up. Watching our couplers. Did just drop the handbrake, so it kind of did a weird leap off the line there. Close to the tracks here. Try to keep her going. Give me the screen there. All right, so I started a countdown timer about a couple feet too late, but that's fine. We got 6,700 feet to go here. Then we'll reverse, or we may even just go grab the DPUs, start them up, and then shove these into the rear of this train and get her on her way. That'll change, you know, which locomotive, you know, the order, because that's what Run8 does. All right, let's get the engine so we can see where we're at. Change this view over here so we can view the DPUs. I don't know if AI is going to do that. Probably leave it however we had it. I got 6,000 feet to go, and I don't think I have that between the signal. The signal and me is less than 1,000 feet, or right around 1,000 feet. So I need 5 more. Let me just cab in here, get back to where I was going. So we're coming out here on Eastern. This is not, it crosses you over here. We have, we're not going to enter the main line there. We'll give ourselves a restricting. That should be us. Oh, that's the wrong one. The wrong way. Didn't realize that. So I'll have to stop and fix that here in a second. Well, that's what it's confused me. The train up there. Wait a minute. Why is that up there? I wonder if that's the one I had that I couldn't find earlier. Mirror on. They hit all the brakes. I don't even know how that got up there. All right, let me take a peek. Yep. How in the heck did that train get up here? That is so strange. Why I put in the wrong signal, because there was a train there. That's the one that we just moved. Or no, that's this one. We'll put this one back. That's the one I was looking for earlier. That's Atlanta, though. That's R5. So that's not the one that I was going to move there anyways. Going with Albuquerque. Okay. Yeah, so I had left to go help somebody else out, and I don't know how the train ended up out there because I did that literally like 2 hours ago. So it rolled out and it ended up out here somewhere. I don't know. All right, let's get back out. Let's see. Shift tab. I've got one train out here. I turn auto off. That one train's going to be affected. Actually, he's out of light. No, he's going this way. He's got a light there, signal. Now I have to drop the signal that I accidentally did. This one. Oh. Gotta drop it. There we go. And then we'll turn auto back on. See how much further we got. We got a ways. We have all the way over here. Wait, are these things on? No, not yet. This is. Okay. All right. Let's see where this switch is before we throw a signal. Zoom in again. So that is this one. So this is my signal. I threw this one over here. We want, well, we don't need to do that switch. We want this signal here as a restricting. That puts up there. Now we can cross the signal. It's flashing red. I have to take control of the train again. All right, here we go. So let me just do this so there's no problems. We have the restricting, so now we can go forward. That was a little confusing. That train in front of me, and after I threw the signal, the wrong signal, I had to recover. So yeah, it's okay to make mistakes. Figure them out. And now the distance counter kept going. Even though I relinquished and re-grabbed the train. That's awesome. I did not know that. I've never seen that happen. So I relinquished this train to grab the other one and get it out of the way. And then you see here the distance counter, which is like 6,000 something, is still counting down. That's fantastic. We're gonna go down. There's a couple manual switches up here we gotta check out too, by the way. Make sure that we don't, these two here, we don't want to blast into the fuel yard. And it comes out there, goes straight. That one's good. It ends here at this signal. So we have all this room to negotiate the train. This is Commerce Fuel Yard and Rip Yard, by the way. I gotta clear out those cars too. That's the signal I had thrown right here. This guy. By mistake. And it wasn't gonna clear on its own, so we had to make sure that we cleared it. And distance counter, 2,400 feet to go. Sucker's going to be a long one. I think I have it calculated. Oh, what did I put it at? 10,500. Oh no, that's the weight. 11,044. I don't know if I calculated that with the locomotives on it. It's gonna be close. Before I back up, I'll actually do a recalc. Make sure that's good to go. You just buy Run8. You said something about an email. You can install the game. I don't know what you mean, sir. There's an email if you have support. It's support at, they got a support page. All on their website, run8studios.com, where you bought it from. All right, let's see. Get back my heads-up display. I'm doing 13 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and put on some dynamics to slow her down here. Again, right now we're at 6,200 tons at 6,800 feet. So once we grab these ATL cars right next to us, it's going to be mucho heavier. Mr. White. Yeah, if you got an email to where to download it, you have you got the heck's that ID thing called? I don't remember now. I put it somewhere where you can, as long as you know what your product ID or whatever, you know, the code it gives you when you go to the download. When you click on something to buy Run8, web page gives you a link to a web page. All you gotta do is get that. If not, it should email you transaction ID. That's it. Thank you, Mr. White. And if you didn't get it either way, then you need to email support. Say, I just bought this. Give them your name and probably the credit card number you used, and I would just give them your name first and let them ask you what you need to do after that. And they'll take care of you. Run8 are good people. Dynamic brake stop here. All right, so let me do a quick calculation here before we get going. So my length is the most thing I'm worried about is the length. I'm not worried about the weight. So I'm 68.54. And relinquish. Let me grab this guy. This guy's 45.61, so that should be pretty dang close. Uh, 45.61. $68.54 plus 4561, 11,400 feet, which is under 12,000. So I'm good. The relinquish. Fly over here. Let me start up these DPUs. To make sure that the hoses are connected. They certainly are. Go to this side here because we don't have very far to go. I'm running the mid DPUs here. This train's going all the way across the country, so I got some mid DPUs to help with braking and going over the pass. That other locomotive was coming this way, so let's go ahead and switch my HUD here. Give it notch 1. Even up into notch 2, and we'll come off the independent brakes. Bail off. Yeah, so after you install the Run8 version 3, then there's an updater that you need to download from. The links to that is on the front page of the Run8 Studios. It's actually, or you can click updates and it'll say you need the Run8 updater. It's run8updater.exe. You put that in the same directory you installed Run8 in, which is Run8 Studios for most people, and then Run8 v3. And then you run that updater after you've installed it. And anytime there's an update, you just run that. All right, so this should connect here. And we will connect these guys. Got closed. Let's go partial on that one. See, we're going to do this again. This is what I don't like, is when it does this stuff where, you know, you're supposed to be able to click this, go partial on that side, and it's not going to do it on the other side, but it doesn't do that. So, let's go back here, all the way over to locomotives. So I'm going to do all of this: auto air brake, auto MU, auto circuit breaker, and I'm going to put an EOT on there as well. All right, and then I'm going to drive this up to the next signal. Make sure that this is the lead unit. It is. So now let's do that. Just make sure. Okay, coming off Independence. Go in the cab here for a minute. We're going to take it all the way up to this signal. Run8 v3 program updater is the updater. You need the Run8 v3.exe. Run8 train simulator v3.exe. And then you run the updater after that. Okay, we've got EOT movement. We have the DPUs, both the mid and the rear DPUs listed. But we're stretched out. Everything's looking good. Come to a nice, reasonable stop here, and then we'll turn this over. And this will be the LAC ALT7 that will send outbound via AI. Use some dynamic brakes there. The link for the updater is on their website under updates. Very top thing that talks about an update. After you install the game, you need to download the updater from their website, run8studios.com, and then update it. Or when you launch the game, it'll also ask if you want to update from there. Always forget about that one. I don't think so. If he's asking these questions, he just has version 3. All right, independent brakes on. And gonna AI recruit now. So overall, this was just under 12,000, so it's gonna take off and go. There it goes. Like AI is getting them out of here. And get back to the yard. Of course, we can't do much until it's out of here. Here, the mid DPUs ramping up. These are trash 9s. So next I have gonna be the Z one going to Albuquerque. So that's this guy here. Let's start her up. So the lead locomotive is SD70. Got some ESs after it. So we have ABQ here. You want to connect to that train that I had grabbed. What's going on? Train that I had grabbed and spawned back here. So ABQ, Albuquerque, New Mexico, is on the way to Atlanta. So since we are going from here, Albuquerque, and then off to Atlanta this way. So we'll have a stop in Albuquerque, and they can strip off the Atlanta ones there and send them on a train from there. That's kind of how I look at how I build these trains. So this is the ABQ, and we're going to, or that's Albuquerque there. We're going to need to pull it forward after the other one leaves, but first, I have to relinquish. Let's start this guy up because we're going to pull this forward. We're going to go up track 19, it looks like. So if we look at track 19 here, you can see that it's this one right next to the ramps. Well, we're backwards looking right now at LAC. We're on this side of the map where it says Hobart, looking to the right. So there's a ramp right here, and we're gonna go through this track right there. Make sure there's nothing in the way though. That would be 19. Like there's some power on it. So I have to move that power first. And this is for this track, so we'll move that now. Get it out of the way. As this guy departs here. I mean, you don't need version 2 anymore. Nobody runs servers or anything. They run version 3, but I deleted my V2 folder because I just copied the executable and put it in my V3, which is all you have to, copy the V3 executable, name it V2.exe, the same that it already is. And then you don't need to have the 2 folders anymore. Because we first got V3 in order to put some of the DLCs in. You had to actually have a version 2 folder so it can install all the updates and everything and then migrate them over. You'd have to run the V3 installer again every time. So we're good through here. That's good back down there. Let's see, is that good? Yep. All right, so we're coming back and going right back through there. Okay. Ride this guy back. Yeah, you may have had all 3 installed at once because you've had them forever, but you don't need to. Just have version 3, and I mean, you don't really actually even install it. You take your entire Run8 Studios folder and dump it on another computer, install the run times that are in the special folder, like the additional folders, just to make sure you have those .nets. There's no installing, you run it directly. how I run the server. All right, so let's connect this guy. Oh, that one's actually open. A partial up. Okay. We'll do that. Make sure I ain't blocking the tracks. I'm going to need them. I'm blocking a little bit, so I have to shove. I got plenty of room to go back here, so. You can install it wherever you want. It's recommended you just put it in your C drive. So after you did it, just drag and drop it into your C. And those, they're called installers, but they're not. They don't really install the registry, so they're really just, they overwrite files that are there or put files that are missing in the directory. So this one's LAC Tax 7. It's going to go up to Tacoma, Washington. All right. So we'll leave this running, and we're going to relinquish this guy here. Clear the track. So we'll be able to bring this one through on 19. Let's line up the switches for that. See, we want that far one, so that's good. I try to always walk the switches, that way you don't have issues. You can see where everything is. Doesn't mean you won't have issues, but makes it a little bit harder to have them sometimes. All right, we got the old gauges in this sucker. There's a Trash 9 here, so. So this will be the rear of this intermodal. Turn on the lights dim here. I thought you said you installed it to your desktop. I don't. So I'm the questions that you're asking. They don't make sense to me on how you're asking them. The only thing, the way you would have got your email was a link to the installer with your transaction ID. You would have downloaded that from the web link that they gave you, installed it, and then you would have downloaded from the Run8 Studios website the updater.exe, put it in the same directory you installed Run8, and then update your game so you can play it. And then when you launch it, you have a pirate sound or whatever, you have to go up here, and it should be licensed already. But if you don't have a green dot there, you have to, well, no, it's automatic, automagic, so you shouldn't have that issue. So we're pulling this one up so that when I pull the Albuquerque one out, I can kind of connect this. This will be the mid DPU here. Getting a little fast, so we're slower down here a bit. Talking about going through a row of pigs here. Piggybacks, for those who don't know. The LCH is that new, I was just reading about it, like, okay, I looked at that map, you know, the intermodal map here, and I'm like, what's this Hudson here? I'm like, they looked it up. It's Logistics Center Hudson, just outside of Denver. I was like, oh, cool. We'll send some stuff to them. I run my auto updater, Mr. Wright. I run it from the command prompt. I just go and CD to the directory where it is and then run it. Then I can see what all the updates are instead of you just click it and it goes away when it's done. You don't have time to look at anything. Play a game with keyboard and mouse? Sure can. I don't. I use this is the mouse right here that I'm using. I use the keyboard as well, but I also have a rail driver, which is a joystick for trains, just like you would flying airplanes. But you can do everything from the keyboard and mouse. You want to know how to do stuff? There's a whole ton of videos out there from people like myself and others. You can go here, controls, and then keyboard, and I'll tell you all the keys that what does what. By now, you probably won't even like it. Although you could say, oh my God, I've had this rail driver for, 35 years, and I finally used it on Run8 after 17 different versions of Run8 that I've been part of, and why did I never use this from the beginning? And the reason is you got distracted by the burritos. If you plug it in after you launch the game, though, you have to go up here and go to rail driver and say use rail driver. It'll detect if it's plugged in when you launch the game, but if you forget, like, oh yeah, let me use my rail driver, do that. And then also you want to calibrate it. Like you can see right here, I give myself a little room and then set that, and that's perfect. Yeah, I tried using on Train Sim World, man, and I was like, no. Like, yeah, it was terrible. I'm gonna bring this one to a stop here. I'm not blocking anything else. Although I suppose I could go forward and block them because my intention is to connect them anyways. So I have this switch here in front of me, thrown wrong. That's going to come out on a different track. So let's see. I'm going to have to come up here and meet them. Yeah, I'm running right now. This is running. It's so slow. That's good. You go over the bridge here. I want to bring this guy over. I'll stop the train I'm running right now right about here. I will have to pass that signal also. And then I'll pull that one out over here. Go forward and then pull this guy right in the back of it. Make that another one. I think we all had a problem. I didn't know you were supposed to register. I'm running around just looking around in it for a while, And then I'm hearing pirates. I'm like, what the heck? That's probably going to be pretty good there. All right, we'll put on 2 handbrakes here. It doesn't roll out way for me. And then, yeah, by the way, that when this train rolled out earlier in the stream, by the way, it was already out, by the way. None of these switches were set for it to get out there. So another, how did it get through? It should have hit one of the back of these things because that's how I had the thing set. All right, so LAC ABQ. That's the one that we want to take. So let's get her notched up here. Get her moving. Go in the cab here. Handbrakes are on. Drop the handbrakes and immediately Speedy Gonzalez says that switches out of alignment. Up here, and that switch is good, but this one is not. What's up, KDY? Katie? How are you? We're in LAC today doing some intermodal building. As we do on the Mateo Community Server, there's jobs for it. You want to come build trains? You have to be a member of the Mateo Community Server. The Discord, the link is down below in the description. Join us up, and you have to request to do a skills check. I have other videos that will help you get through those on my channel. And once you pass the skills check, you'll be able to come in and do this stuff. Oh, you're pulling out the rail driver too? Good. It does make a difference. Like I said, I kept saying I'd rather play this with the rail driver. Like if the rail driver happened to break, I don't even know if I'd be playing this anymore. Because I mean, I know I can do certain things with the keyboard. I'm just not as proficient on the keyboard because I don't need to be with the rail driver. But yeah, not interested in playing it without the rail driver for sure. Again, it's just like if you were doing a flight simulator. You wouldn't want to fly the plane without a flight yoke, you know, if you're used to it. Like using keyboard and mouse, that's no fun. What's up, Frisk? I got 7,100 feet to go here before I can connect that Trash 8 back there. I do have a signal, as you can see in front of me, that is red. Red means don't go unless you're NS. So let me get up there and make sure I do the right signal this time. If we want this signal here, auto's on, so I'll get that error message and it'll flash. So that's this signal here. And if I'm facing the right way, so the track here is the bottom one, so I'm on this track, so this would be the top one. Turn it lunar or white, which will then give me permission to pass it. The flashing red, which is known as a restricting signal, means I could pass that signal at restricting speed, which in our case is 15 miles an hour, no greater than 15 miles an hour. But more importantly, restricting means I must be able to stop my train in half the distance that I can see. So I can see about a mile, maybe a little bit more, but to be safe, I need to be able to stop my train within half this distance right here. So about a half a mile, I have to go to speed where I can bring the train to a safe and complete stop by right about here. You feel insulted, you should be totally insulted, not just feeling. It should be like, without a doubt. And why was that? Because NSF breaks stuff? NS breaks stuff, and that's why you feel insulted? All over the news. Facts don't care about feelings. I didn't say you did it. You may have, but I wasn't putting that on you. I was just saying that Norfolk Southern has a lot of problems, a lot of accidents. All right, continuing here. Jump on the ground if we know how to do that. Have to keep an eye on our speed up here. I have the heads up display going, so try not to bring the menu up, but we have 5,100 feet behind us to pull to that switch there so we can connect the other locomotives. Right now we're at HPT of 2.0, which is the minimum, but this is a Z train, so I'm expecting I got 2.8 or something. Arco's already bored. So that's the NS logo there on restricting. Do the max speed allowed and hope for the best. It's in their manual. That's a direct quote from the operations, the engine operations manual. Hold on, Arco. Uh, 4,000 feet. Get back over here to our switch. Here now we're at 14. Let's go ahead and set up and do some dynamic braking. May it came down quick, but we're on even grade here. Yeah, the massive heat index there in Antarctica. They're like, oh my God, I got up to negative 15 today. Terrible. I think he said it was going to be like 85 or something. Currently 100 degrees where my butt is. SoCal is warm. Mrs. Beer's got the ice cream out. All right, too much dynamics, and we went below 10, so let's try to see if we can get her back up. Yeah, it's, I mean, depends where you go. If I go down the street a couple miles, it'll be, you know, 108, and then go into Cherry Valley and Banning, Beaumont, you know, it's that 112. It's not fun. My thermometer is reading 100 though on the dot right now. It's not in the sun either. It's in the shade, but that's the air temperature. And like I said, it's not 112. Or it's not 100 outside away from me. It's 100 where I am sitting. Oh, it's 69 where your butt is? Okay. Oh, really? And Spokane's getting triple digits? That's crazy. I do understand that, but I'm going to follow the lead from our NS folks here on how to do it. Just hurry up. Don't wait. No reason to wait. I mean, they do it all the time. It's not a problem for them. It's not like they ever have accidents or anything. I did read that in the manual. So why did we just PCS? No rhyme or reason for that. Just blew the brakes. Dragging equipment, maybe. See if we can find anything. I mean, we're almost there. This is the Run8ism. Just going forward. I mean, I don't even have like train. Let's see, what do I have for train failures? I have none. Oh, that's locomotive failures. So yeah, so there's no reason. Just didn't want me going straight anymore. I don't see any like fuchsia. So just an air hose fell off or something? Who knows? Hauling yesterday's freight tomorrow. All right, let's see if we can get the rest of it going, because for that unknown cause. Pull on it slightly here to get them moving. Oh yeah, barrel's gonna come blowing up through there. We got a some tropical storm off of Mexico down here on the Pacific, and it's that stuff should blow up here and cool us off. That's how we get rain in July. I'm good with some rain. I mean, even if it's hot, the rain will knock it down to the 80s. It gets muggy though. We're not used to a lot of humidity. Yeah, we'll get you there or die trying. Which airline? All of them? Well, BNSF, I thought they had a safer record than UP or NS or CSX. I just don't like BNSF. All right, we're coming to about 3 more to go. So stop her right out here. See, now we got 4 more to go. All right, I'm in dynamic setup here. I gotta wait the 10 NSs. About 5 NSs to go. 3 NSs to go. 2 NS, 1 NS. Now we can apply dynamic braking. All right, we'll set this switch. And thou shalt wait for a full stop. I relinquished and it did some weird things as you saw there. Oh wait, check your... That's me, isn't it? $89,109, $88,109. So, okay. So how'd my saying I have a split track condition, 89,109. That's here. So did one of my wheels fall off when I did that? When I relinquished the train, one of the wheels must have fallen off. Look at all the wheels. So it's a DTX. Well, let's switch over here. This is all part of the... Let's see. Trying to get this one. So DTX 29,697. 29,697. Bring this back up. Okay, 29,697. 29,697. There it is. And there's the wheel that came off. That one's good. That one's not. All right, so let's frog it. Go this way. Okay, so the frogs are set. So now I'm going to run back here. Let's see. We take relinquish train again. Pull this forward so we can hook up and have these ready. Handbrakes were on. Turn off the headlight. Gonna keep saying that message until I get it up there on the frogs. We'll have to look at the HPT and everything before. All right, let's go see where the back of this guy is. All right. We were up here somewhere. Might have bumped it on just with that. Frog should still be there. There's a DTX something something. 29 Delio. One of these. I mean, AI is just going to yank it anyways. All right, so let's see. On here, we have set this as the lead auto EOT. Get some quick stats on it. The length is 9614, 2.6, 8777 on tonnage. And then I don't know why the air just blew again, but that's all right. Let AI take care of it because it's so that same car. I don't know if he's gonna go find that again. I might not be able to do it. May have given up already. So it's 209. 209. Two oh nine 697. The orange team does it right here. Two oh nine 697. Yeah, the frogs are already on there. All right. Well, let's sure everything's good. Handbrakes are off. Pull this sucker forward. Get it back on the track so it stops whining about it. Should be on now. Or at least it's moving its way back. See, it just said re-rail succeeded. We're done. All right, now we just recruit it. We got it back on the rails. That shouldn't have fallen off. Didn't even hit nothing. Had to pick a switch or something. All right, well, that's done. Number 2. So next we're gonna deal with the STP cars over here. And St. Paul, Minneapolis is where that is. So that one, where do we have those? Over here, STP. So these cars are going next. By the way, when you start the job, if you come here and the yard's empty and you need cars while we're waiting for this other guy to get out of here, grab your little switchers over here. These guys, take them this way. Cross over to these tracks here, get over on the bridge, follow the bridge around, come down here, make sure that the signal you get crossed over, and there's all your extra cars that you can drag over. They're already labeled LAC, and they need to be processed. You drag these back the way you came and line them onto the ramps, except for ramp number 1, which is the IMSHTL, or the Intermodal Shuttle, that runs between the yards in map. So any of the other ramps are good, except for the Intermodal Shuttle ramp number 1. Ramp number 1 is this far one right here. Do not use this one for anything other than the shuttle because it won't process them. All right, that train's out of here. Now we're going to deal with this next one here. So this is Denver. When we look back here, so again, we're coming from LA, going through Barstow, headed eastbound, and go to Albuquerque, and then it's going to come up here, cross over, and it's going to head up to Denver. Well, from Denver, it can go any way up to Spokane, Portland, all that stuff. So what we have here is we have the St. Paul. That one's coming from Albuquerque through, and it's going to keep going, cross over somewhere and go to St. Paul. So what we've decided to do is that we are, since we're going to go through Denver, is how we've routed this one, and then from Denver can come up here to St. Paul. So we'll put Denver on the back. So we have nothing on the back right now. I'm calling this a 3, 2, 1. So we got 3 in the head end, 2 in the middle. These are the Denver cars here. So 2 in the middle and the 1 on the rear. The DPUs there. Let me get these fired up. So it took me a couple hours to move all the power over to these guys and get them ready to go for the stream. We got some more Dash 9s in the as DPUs. And these were going to be going right through here. Coming through, and we'll stop here. The engine's backwards, but that's okay. We're just going to bring it up to here, and then we will go and park and pull that other one out. Actually, we're going to go a little bit further up. I'm going to follow the same path. That map is just Google BNSF Intermodal Big Map on BNSF's webpage. How I found it. The fly over the bridges, by the way, as if you, of course, on multiplayer, you have to fly you have to be on the ground to throw switches. But if you don't fly, you fall through the ground like that. I'm on the main line. It should be over here. Don't have a lot of room to slow down here. Shouldn't be too heavy though. 2,800 tons, so. See you later, Pothole. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so this one's the next one ready to go. Let me relinquish. So again, we're running trains, building trains larger than the yard can handle. So we have to do some lead line switching. All right, so this one gonna come out through here. These are longer because they're, you know, I'm just sending them all the same spot. They're going to AI, so we can lengthen them a lot longer than people drive them. The longer they get, they start having weird problems like airlines just blowing for no reason. All right, so we are ready to pull this one forward. Yeah, no, there were no DPUs on this. Not yet. Leave that screen there. Going to notch 2, get ready to pull out. Belling off there. Clearing out the yard, not too slow. I think those two are next. That's about 8,000, 9,000 feet of train there. Might need to go get power for it though. Don't think I have any power over here. But that's what I did for a few hours, putting power on everything just to get it ready, all the DPUs and the lead power. As you do a 2-hour stream, you can burn that up just putting power on like 3 or 4 things. And then all the calculations that I was doing to figure out how to put stuff together so that they didn't run over in length. Once I get on to this lead here, that switch, I'll start the timer, countdown, marker. Call it about, y'all, 7,600 feet, and that means we're going to have to throw switch. We're going to stay right where we're at. Could be this one. You can see it flashing up there. We're restricting. There is a train right in front of us. It hasn't not left yet, so to be wary of that. That's what the restricting though will help us with. We have to be able to stop before we get to them. They are do have a green light out to Santa Fe Springs though, so. This right here, I think if there was a dispatcher, you know, this would help you a little bit where you can tell the dispatcher, hey, we're just pulling out a little bit. We need to connect the other part of the train. I got 7,000 feet. I'm trying to get past. So the signal is going to put me about 5,000 feet past the signal, about a mile past the signal. And then he would probably give you restricting because the train is right there. So you wouldn't be able to pull out if you asked Otto, because he's like, no, there's a train in that block. now we're at the restricting, so we're in DB setup. We were in not zero for a while, so we waited our 10 NS's. Northern seconds. Applying some dynamics here just to slow her down just a little bit. We still want some of that speed for the next 5,200 feet. We don't want to come screaming out of the tracks, down the tracks though. Light downgrade here. Negative 2%. 0.2%. 0.2, not 2. 0.2. We're just creeping along, so doing well. Another 4,500 feet left to go to clear that switch. And then that if you stop, by the way, got to give room for the cars to, they're going to compress and they're going to expand after they drive into each other. So give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, especially since we have power under connection. It'll turn into a mid DPU and rear DPU. Trucking along at 11 miles an hour. 35, just over 35 to go. This is a nice thing about working Hobart too, is that you have this lead that you can use without, you know, there's 3 main lines here to my right. We don't have to disturb the main lines. Do all what we need to do within the confines of the lead here on the yard, so we don't have to contact CTC unless we want to leave and hit that main. $28. Go. These are some long ones too. You know, as long as you're over, I think over, well, they got it. So if you're driving, sending one to Barstow, it's got to be, you know, between 5 and 7,000. Receiving yard, Barstow can't accept trains longer than, well, I'd say like 68. Some of there's a couple that will receive 7,000, but right around 68 is a good length to send to Barstow. Or you have to drive it there and then break it up. It's a 7-hour drive in real time. If you're AIing them, because I mean these are all going off map, and stuff sits down here forever, so I don't wait for people. You want to drive your own, come down here, build one, and drive it. You don't have to wait for it to process. You can just tag them yourself and then take them. They don't go to Barstow from here though. They only have the shuttle that goes to Barstow. Everything else from intermodal land here goes out off map. Takes from the port of Long Beach, where the Chinese container ships come in, load them on the cars, and they send them out here to LA to mix, and some of them go directly from Long Beach, UP, and they'll go out as well. The yard right next to us is from UP, so. $1,300. We can go to the back of the train now. Let's skip over here. Put more dynamic brakes on. We've been in DB setup the whole time. There we go, underground. Back over ground, back up. Three more cars to go. And this time, instead of relinquishing and going and grabbing that engine pulling forward, I'm just going to back this one up. It's not very far. One more car to go. That one won't let us get on it. Yep, some well cars won't. So I'm honking the horn, blowing the whistle. You cannot hear it from here, but I'm definitely doing it. Train is 1.5 miles long right now. .992. Nice coupling speed here. Especially for as long as this thing is. Kind of bouncing right now. You see the speed going up and down and up and down. At 1.5. Should work. Keep an eye on it. It's down to 1 almost. As long as it sticks. Perfect. Alright, so let's connect these. You see the DPUs. We go partial on that one. That one stayed, so we'll go open on this one. Partial here. GFM is like 2, so this thing's fully aired up. Yep, that's our DPU. Let's go here to the front and make sure that we are still, that's the lead engine, still good. Auto, just so the other DPUs respond. Auto EOT, jump in the cab here. We're hand this over to AI. Here we have all 3 DPUs. We do. Or all 3 sets of power. Everything looked good, aired up. Let me see, what I didn't see was, yep, so EOT shows 90 on the rear. And we have an EOT ID here, so. Can I get out? There we are on the ground. And one quick stat that to look for. So it's 11,031. Missed it by 600 feet. That's pretty cool. All right. Have AI take it down the road. It's all yours, brother. Looks like we have another train to be coming down here too in a minute. So he may not be going anywhere. LAC, LACCHI, Chicago. That's one that I have, but this is a Z train coming, so he's going to get going first. We're going to hold down here before it coming. Right here is where it's going to come back out, but it has a signal there at Bandini. All right, back to the air we go. Comes out of the yard. And so as I mentioned, I think we were going to send these ones, these LCHs. The two of these together I have as about 90 or 9,075 feet. So they're going by themselves. Since I don't have power here, let's calculate how much we need for power. Do I have anything on the rear of it? Probably not. Oh, so these are just sitting there by themselves. There goes that guy. All in, but all right, so LCH. The Hudson right here in Colorado Logistics Center. But the reason I brought you here is now let's figure out, so the train weight that we have is 9268. Oh, that's the wrong one. We're at 8,004. We have 8,004. We want to be in compliance. So if we put 2 on here, 2 aces, we have HPT of 1.1. We need at least 2.0 to get up over the pass. I put 2 and 2. I'm out of compliance now. So that's not going to work. Well, let's take that out. Let's run aces in the front. Run 2 -9s here in the back. That's fine. Or we can run 1 and maybe 1 more. Gives us 2.2, so that's also good. Or we can simply just run 2 and 0 for the 2.2, and everything's in compliance. So kind of what we're looking for. So since I didn't bring the power down here, I can go way down there and get it, but a lot of work. So let's go ahead and clear these out. So on the Mateo server, you have to be a yardmaster to have this capability, so please don't respond to train unless you're allowed to do so. Say we're going to grab some aces, right? So let's go for the BNSF ace. Grab 2 of those. First, the second one. And it doesn't really matter which one we put them in. Put them into. Let's see. They both, well, one comes off each of these tracks, so I typically like to go with the one that's further back. So we have the one, the 2 sets there. We're going to put 2 in the rear as well. So go back to our deal here, and let's put in, find some 2-9s. They make perfect. Just going in the middle. Clear. So let's add 2 of these. We'll place these here. I have to go back because it's otherwise it'll tell me too close to the train, so you can't do that. Line these up so that we can pull over and then connect them. Start these guys up here. thing that we do on Mateo that I've always done since I've been here. So we'll do that. Put X's. Board's all messed up. Love it. So this will be the DPU. Oh, I only have error on this. That's pretty close. Paint scraping. Night crew left those pretty close to us. Right. Well, yeah, but people will auto spawn, do the auto spawn. We don't want them to spawn anything. It says, yeah, on the server that we're on, you don't have consist editor permission. I mean, even I don't, if I don't put in the password for it, I can't open it, so. What I should have said was, if your train disappears on the server, do not put it back. You'll get banned. We'll do that for you. We'll work with you to do it. I just did it right for the stream. It's not hard. Okay. That guy's ready to go, so let me relinquish. Let me fly over here. Now I'll do the same thing on this side, and we'll have 2 and 2. Sure why that even has an EOT on it. I didn't hit auto EOT. I see a lot of AI trains that do that too. So it wasn't even started and it had an EOT on it. What the heck? Okay, so we're going to go past here. Check our switches while it's starting up. We are going to want to back up over that. Get out of the dirt. So we'll be coming through here. We will need some space. But I don't know if we're even going to need to pass that signal there. I think it'll be clean. I think we'll be inside of the signal. But we can always set restricting if we need to. Okay. So, did I have something special for this one? This is the, so we wanted to double. No, this one was going out alone. And the last one was R4, R8, and R7. All right. Me, handbrakes off. Pull forward. We're going to have to name this, though. Got to make sure I let the power off when I do that, because otherwise it's just going to... I won't have control over my train. So this is a double stack. So we'll call this an S. This is LAC and it's going to LCH. Today's the 7th. So now we've named this one. The dispatch knows where to send it. Go off map at Seligman. Nope, you definitely don't want to do that. All right, we're going to pass this switch I was reading instead of driving, so go ahead and back up and grab these guys. And these aces, they take a minute to get moving. Right? They're AC powered, not DC powered. DC is like a Tesla, right to the motors. Motors right to the ground. AC is like a fan. All right, and connect the air, off the handbrakes. Notch 2. And we to see where that's, we got to pass that switch to set the counter. We have this one to double, and then looks like one more set to go, and we'll have completed what I wanted to today. It's only 4,300 feet. I'll be close to that signal. I don't think we need to pass it though. Keep an eye on it. Up in the cabin, let's take a look here. Turning off the bell. Main's kind of low. We got to charge that up. Must hit the sander. You see the train up there? The one that just left, he's waiting for that other one that went by, so we won't have any room if we have to stop at that signal. We don't have a lot of room unless we only need like 3 feet. I mean, he's more than that. Plus, he might be moving before we get there. He might be moving now. It doesn't look like it. I'm zoomed in quite a bit, though. $3,100 feet. Yeah, we might need to go past it. We'll stop at the signal and see what's up. Or we'll approach until we get really close to it. I don't know. Gonna be close. Plus or minus 200 feet. Probably need 200 feet. Nah, that signal's getting closer. I'm still at 20. I'm even at 25 yet. Because if I set that restricting, I actually have to pass it to change it. So I am definitely going past it. See how many feet I need. 1,000 feet, maybe 1,200. The right one. And this one. Clear that one after that guy leaves. I'll be able to clear it. You take bad order. Well, so bad order engines, there is no way to fix those, so you have to just click on them. So, you know, your realism, but if you click on stats and you click on anything that's red, it'll turn it green to clear the air. But there's no place that will actually change the status of locomotives. Only cars. It's industry, how the cars change it. But in Barstow, it's at the Barstow engine shop where you drop them off. For here, In LA, it's right here, the Commerce Fueling and Rip Shop, the diesel services for ATSF. So those are bad order cars, and then we just put the engines here and pretend. We do enough maintenance here at BNSF. We don't have to worry about bad engines. They break when they break, but do maintenance on them so they don't break as often. Well, it depends on the issue, right? So if I do that, the fuel filter's failed. I just double click on it and take out a traction motor. So the engine should actually go purple, but you see the engine stop. The stats are red. So then you just double click it to clear them. You don't have to be anything special to do that. Now we got to start it back up. Got 100. I'm using dynamics to slow down, or independent brakes. All right, did we get past? Which we did. So we'll throw this and come back. You can hear this one from way over there. It's not that far away. We got this Q tack, or LAC tack. We got this one, and then a couple over here, I think, that we're going to get out of here, and then whatever's left, that should be no problemo. I don't know if I double clicked. I think I just clicked it, but yeah, you'll click it a couple times or once or whatever, and should clear like that. All right, 5.8. I'm gonna slow her down here a little bit. Under 5 is what we want to couple at 4.2 and slowing down. I'm going uphill just a little bit. 3.5. Nice speed there. All right, let's connect our lines. Partial on that one. Let's see what that one did. So we'll go open on that one. Look for our EFM to be under 8.0. Stabled under 8.0 it is. So we'll go ahead and go full open. It's over 80. If it's over 90, it'll definitely blow PCS. But I found issues on the server. It's over 80. It's, not very reliable. So. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. We got this. I'm going to auto everything again. Since we connected another locomotive to the back that I was in control of. Got the independent brake on. Do our diligence and see the symbol LAC LCH 7, 2.3 horsepower per ton, 7,900 tons, 9,100 feet, which is important. Can't be more than 12,000. And it's not 104 loads is really not that big of a deal. As far as how many loads doesn't really matter. It's this length and the HPT is really the big things we have to worry about when building trains. So everything's, well, it does happen in the middle of nowhere. Also, if you have your train locomotive failures set on how much, then it will happen more than you want it to. Mine's not moving for some reason. So let me AI recrew this. This one's going to now leave us. There's a train in front of it, so I don't know how far it's going to get. So we have And I talk about how to use the train length. What's the, I don't understand the question. How to use the train length? So this set here, you see their engine's not facing the right way. So the power's set up for a mid DPU here. Oh, how do you use it? Okay, so on keyboard or rail driver, or actually I'll just tell you both. First of all, let me get an engine over here. I don't know what I was going to do with this, but let's get this started up here. It's already running. It's ready to go. Handbrakes are off. Get it forward. Let's see if I can just move it along just a little bit. F7 for brakes. Okay. So on keyboard, if you do, it's on the numpad, but let's see, controls, keyboard, and it's a distance counter, I think. So distance counter up is right shift multiplied, or I'm sorry, that's distance counter down. So to count down from wherever you start that. So if you say, let me do it exactly this way. So my train, I'm clicked on locomotive. If I look at the stats of my train, I'm 4,475 foot long. If I do a countdown timer, I'm gonna use my rail driver, which is the range, and I'm gonna push down. You see up here in the length, right here, I did it in the dark background so you can see it. Length is 4475. So that's from right here where I started, the very tip of my train. Now as I pull forward, this number will go down for every foot, obviously. I'm on the wrong screen up here. Sorry about that. This is the countdown. So I'm on the, you have to have, this is Shift Z will change these up here on the keyboard. The rail driver, it's the buttons that you have. So you see the distance counter coming down now. It started from the 4475, and right now I've moved 125 feet or so. So on the keyboard, the distance counter down, the same thing that I did in the rail driver, is right shift multiply. If I want to clear that, we go back to this view here, where it tells me the my direction, or my direction. What do you call it? My reverser direction, miles per hour, and so forth. So Shift Z until I get. It's not it. That's not it. There. That's this one here. So it tells me the distance counter. It also gives it to me in the cab on certain windows. So right here on this main screen, it shows the distance. I'll change these over here so you can see the distance on. It actually shows on all of them. I didn't realize this didn't change at all. So that's good. So if I change this, you can also see where it shows the distance counter there. So I do the shift multiply on the keyboard, it changes it back to 0. And then if I push it again, it'll change it back to 0. So I'm just cycling it now. So count, I was doing the count up, is why it changed to 0. So count up is the opposite. So wherever I put my point, wherever I do it, from there, for every foot I go, I'm gonna count up from distance. So I've gone 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 feet so far. Make sure my switch is good. We don't have, we're gonna get over there, but so I have my count up timer right now. I've already gone 90 feet since I triggered it. So where it's really, it depends on what use you have for it. If I have a siding and I need, the siding's only 1,800 feet, who cares how long my train is if I can only fit 1,800 feet in there? So unless I'm trying to know where the back of the train is. So if I want to know where the rear of the train is, I do a countdown. If I want to know how much has passed in that distance, I do a count up. And then again, if you want to clear it from where it is, you just push it the same direction again. And all the controls can be found right here in your keyboard control. Count down, distance counter down, and distance counter up. It just multiplies distance counter up. So I have grabbed these ones. I wanted R4. So that is ramp 4 that we just grabbed. And I'm going to double up with ramp 8, which is this ramp right over here. Looking at the map up there, the very first ramp here is ramp 10. So I want ramp 8, which is where these are backwards right now. So let's go get those. Make sure that we are lined up for that here. We're not. Now we are. We're good there, good there. We just need to come out here watching that train in front of us. So this is where, once I pass this switch here, I'll start to count down. That way I know when the rear of the train gets here, I don't have to run to the back and watch it the whole time. I can continue watching that signal and that train right there, so I don't have to worry about where it is. So I'm gonna clear it out right now. I did on the rail driver, just did range down twice. That cleared it out to off. We just saw it here, but I'll wait till we straighten out a little bit. Then I'll start it right here. So that's where I want the rear of the train to stop. Gonna be past that signal again. So we figured out that this is probably, you know, 15 to 1,800 feet. I'm 4,000, you know, I've got 4,200 still to go. So I'm going to grab R8 and R7. R7 is right. So this is R8 here. That's R10. We're not doing anything with those right now. We're going to grab these, and we're going to shove back and grab these ones right behind it. Because these are going to this NWSA, which is also in like the Portland area. So I have 2 DPUs on the back here, 2 mid DPUs, and 3 on the lead. So calculated that it was in compliance. So I was like, cool. PRTC and Portland. So those are all going to the same area, so we'll send that off as its own train. That's kind of a shorty, but well, we'll see what we got when we get this. I think this was, the length of this was 11,000, so you don't want any more than that. This other guy would be about 6.5, 7,000, I'm thinking. There are cars in the middle, it would be, but I could also wait till the next outbound from here. Might just leave them. Or somebody else can come set them up after I've completed. Yeah, I use those distance counters all the time. I mean, they're so very helpful. Especially, like I said, should be up here. You know, I need to watch that signal. It's this one here. I should watch the signal so that I don't go past it. without a permission. Got 2,100 feet still to get past that switch, so thing's super handy. $1,800 feet at the signal, so that's about how the length of that 1,800 feet. I've never actually measured it. Now I know. But we're halfway. The train's about halfway through in length. Do a little coasting here from notch 1 to 0. Now we got 1,000 feet to go. We'll go to the rear here. We got to get over to this guy over here. I'm going to set up for dynamics. Those engines are off, I just noticed. Okay. It was about 8 NSs before we enabled dynamics. NSs is seconds, or frisks. 8 frisks. Friskies. 350 feet. 6.6 miles an hour. 6.0. Got a couple more cars to go. Standing in the middle of the main. We got to pass this switch here. You can tell on the other side you got the two things that stick up, the ties. Once we throw that switch, we'll back up and we'll get the rest of the cars here and the DPUs that are with them. It's not these ones, by the way. We go. We can ride this one. Nope. No handles. I'm pushing E on the keyboard to try to grab it. I don't have any grab handhold there. All right. Coming on back. So we're going to go straight through here. Notch 3 in reverse. Now you see the speed coming up right here. Come right back into here, and then we'll start these suckers up once we connect. Can't do it before. We don't own them yet. You have command of this train. I wish you could start them up if you didn't own them, you know, like if you weren't in command of them. 10 miles an hour, let's slow her down here. FedEx cars. All right. Coming down from 8 to 7, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 5, couple at 4.5. Independent brake on. Reverser in neutral. Handbrake's off. Let's go ahead and start everything up. Fly over there and see if everything's starting up. Should be. And we blew air for some reason. They get long, that's what they start doing. Weird stuff. We're only at 7,300 feet. It's 300 tons, but HPT is 3.6. So we don't need everything. This is not a Z train, so I'm gonna isolate the UP train, and then I guess we can isolate the SP train. Dynamic brake isolation at 2.2 HPT. What do we call this? That's a Q train, 2.2. Not bad. Probably bring another one back online. .9 for Q. I'm trying to find like 2.5, but it's either way too much or way too under. 2.9 for a quality train's not bad. Want to burn too much gas, but we'll leave it there and make sure the rear is up. Oh, that's why we haven't come and picked up the rest of it. All right, so close that, remove the EOT, coming on back. That's where my calculations were wrong. All right. You still can't hear it. I just whistled and you can't hear it. Let me go to this view. Okay, so we are slowly coming back. We may need to bring one of those back online here. We ride this one? Gotta be standing on the ground. This one you can't. Not that one either. Alright, so we'll fly over there. Okay. Okay, can't grab that one either. Okay, so let's see, 10 miles an hour. Start slowing her down. Gonna have a major accident. Once we get this connected, then we'll be able to... Oh, we have to turn on that. Are these running? I don't remember. I think I started these. These were I was working on right before the stream went live. Yeah, so these guys are running here. But we'll see what the HPT is once we connect, because all these are loaded. I'm at 6.5. I'm going to go to notch 1. It doesn't die out on me. Long enough, though. It takes just a minute. Starting to speed up a little bit. Go ahead and take off and off the power, back to notch 0, let her slow down. Remember 5.9 and 5.0 is still 5 miles an hour. We've fallen below it. Well, kind of. It's compressing and expanding and all that, so slow down a bit here. So 4 mile an hour latch, which is I'm good with it. Okay. Now, let's see what we got. So, HPT 2.9, that makes more sense. So everything's turned back on, everything's in a run. 2.9 for the Q train with 11,117 tons, 138 loads, 11,500 feet below 12,000 maximum length. We're good to go. Well, Minnesota Rail Fan coming at the very end there. So we finished the Hobart Yard. Let's AI recrew this thing. And then we'll rail fan our way out of here. We just cleaned up this entire yard except this first track, basically 2 ramps here. And that's the train that's going out now. So let's see what they do with it. Hopefully he gets a signal. Got a signal right there. So he's taking off. And yeah, we're a fan right here. So thanks everybody for watching. That is going to be the great end Simulator Sunday, 7 July. Hope everybody had a good 4th. I will be back on Wednesday on Twitch, 5 p.m. West Coast, for some Super Mega Baseball, and then right back here next Sunday again. Always work depending, for some Simulator Sunday. So we're going to rail fan this, and hope you enjoy. I'm done talking. We'll see you next week, guys.